Welcome back to Ben's Book Club. Today we are diving into the book Get Unstuck, Stop Stressing About Money and Get Ahead Faster. Our guide for this explainer is the author himself, Ben Nash. He's a top-tier financial advisor and, get this, he's helped clients create over $1 billion in wealth. $1 billion! But its absolute superpower is helping people cut through information overload. If you're a beginner feeling totally paralyzed by all the financial advice out there, you are in the right place because this explainer is built exactly for you. So let's get into it. Let me ask you something. Does checking your bank balance make your chest tighten up? If it does, I want to validate that right now. You are absolutely not alone. Look, we live in an era of endless financial TikToks, really complex crypto noise, and a relentless 24/7 news cycle about these intense housing markets. It's overwhelming. But the anxiety you're feeling, it isn't because you lack intelligence or because you're just naturally bad with money. It's because you are completely paralyzed by the sheer volume of options and opinions being thrown at you. You're just stuck, spinning your wheels in the mud of information overload. Now, the core thesis of Nash's book is actually incredibly simple. The mechanics of getting ahead, they're easy. The baseline rule is literally just spend less than you earn and invest the rest. We all know that, right? But the execution is where things fall apart. And that's because human behavioral psychology is just brutal. Every single day, we're fighting deeply rooted habits, childhood observations about money, and some really heavy emotional triggers. To fix this, Nash breaks his antidote down into 3 simple frameworks. Number 1, hacking the money mindset. Number 2, guilt-free spending systems. And number 3, the power of imperfect investing. So let's look at framework number 1, hacking the money mindset and escaping the knowing-doing gap. Here's the thing. Financial stress creates a scarcity mindset, and that actually prevents us from planning for our future. The emotional and psychological barriers are way bigger than the knowledge gap. I mean, most of us know we should be saving and investing, so why don't we? Well, getting stuck is rarely about a lack of information. It's almost always about procrastination, analysis paralysis, and emotional spending. When we're stressed out about money, our brains just flip into survival mode. We focus only on today, which makes it nearly impossible to think about tomorrow. Nash uses a really fantastic fitness analogy to explain this. Think about why most people don't have a six-pack. It's not because they don't know that sit-ups and a good diet actually work. It's because relying purely on the willpower method is exhausting. Willpower is a finite resource. If you have to actively choose to save money every single month, eventually you're going to have a bad day and that willpower will fail. Systems, on the other hand, win every single time. By engineering your environment so good habits happen automatically, you just remove the stress entirely. And that brings us to our second framework, guilt-free spending systems, or automating your wealth. Traditional restrictive budgeting, it feels like a punishment, which is exactly why people abandon it. Nash advocates for this completely liberating anti-deprivation approach. He calls it guilt-free spending. This is money that is entirely yours to spend joyfully, completely without anxiety. He doesn't want you cutting out your morning avocado toast or tracking every single $5 coffee purchase if those things bring you joy. As long as your future is funded first, the rest is totally yours to enjoy. He calls this reverse budgeting. I want you to imagine your money flowing effortlessly into distinct buckets. Here's how it works. Step 1, your paycheck drops into your account. Step 2, immediately, your fixed bills are automatically paid or moved into a separate bills account. Step 3, your future investments and savings are automatically funded. And Step 4, whatever is left over is your guilt-free spending. It is yours to burn with zero anxiety. Automation is absolutely the secret sauce here. It literally removes human willpower from the equation entirely. By setting up this banking environment, your good money habits are just happening in the background without you having to lift a single finger. It totally kills that underlying anxiety of frantically checking your bank balance on your phone while you're sitting at a restaurant trying to decide if you can even afford to buy dinner. Now we move to the third and final framework, the power of imperfect investing, or action over perfection. There's a very real danger in analysis paralysis. Right now, so many young professionals are sitting entirely in cash out of pure fear. They're terrified of making the wrong move in the 2026 markets, or they're sitting around waiting for the absolute perfect time to buy property or shares. But here's the reality. Waiting for perfect clarity just means you are missing out on compound returns. Taking imperfect action, starting small and gaining momentum, is literally the only way to actually grow your wealth. The cost of doing nothing is incredibly high. So what does imperfect action actually look like? Nash recommends these smart, sustainable, totally jargon-free investing options. Focus on simple index funds. Ensure broad diversification. Maintain long-term thinking. And above all, avoid crazy, uncalculated risks. You do not need to shoot the lights out to win. Now, it's worth noting that while Nash uses an Australian context in the book, he talks about superannuation and the Aussie property market, these rules of the game are completely universal no matter where you're watching this explainer from.
And as you start investing, you need to keep this major psychological trap in mind: survivorship bias. The financial media and the investment industry love to make things feel impossibly complex. We constantly hear about the guy who made millions on some random crypto coin, right? But we never hear about the thousands of people who lost their life savings making that exact same bet. Understanding survivorship bias demystifies complex financial advice. It helps you build a personalized, easy-to-follow plan based on realistic expectations rather than lottery ticket dreams. This actually brings us to a really empowering realization. You don't need to know everything right now. You just need to know enough to take your next step. This explainer, much like the book itself, is a plea for immediate action. You already have the basic knowledge required. Spend less than you earn, invest the rest, and set up systems so you don't even have to think about it. You absolutely have what it takes to stop self-sabotaging today. I want to leave you with this really provocative challenge. What is the one single piece of your financial puzzle you will move this week? Are you going to set up one automated transfer? Will you finally open that investment account you've been staring at for months? Don't wait for perfection. Build the system, hack your mindset, and take that first step. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode.